The Yom Tov of Shavous is happening next week, a few days. So I thought we'd say overnight about Torah, tied into Talmud Torah and Shavous. It starts actually last week, with last week's Pasha. Pasuk says, Hashem tells Moshe, B'har Sinai lemor, Daber b'nei Yisrael v'amat aleim, speak to the b'nei Yisrael and tell them that when you come to Eretz Yisrael, you have the laws of Shemitah. Okay? So, the Sefer, the Jewish Sefer, the Ishal Avram, he says as follows. It's very, very, very fascinating. Why did Hashem go to the Jewish people to give them the Torah? Okay? Har Sinai is not in Israel. It's a separate place called Sinai, right? So why did Hashem go to us to give us the Torah? Now, this is a little Jewish here, but I hope you can handle it. Har Sinai is in Chutz La'aretz. HaKadosh Baruch Hu has the status of a Cohen, or a high priest. Where do you see that? It says, V'yikhu li Terumah. Now, who do you give Terumah to? Who eats Terumah?
The Cohen.
The Cohen. Pasuk says, Pashas Terumah, V'yikhu li Terumah. And give to me Terumah, Hashem says. So if you're giving Hashem Terumah, he must be a Cohen. So again, it's all Jewish here. So hold your horses here. Hold your seat. This is going to be an exciting ride. HaKadosh Baruch has the status of a Cohen. Shmuel, yeah, you good?
Sounds like it, yeah.
Because you give him Terumah. Bottom line, because you give him Terumah. And until now, who do you give Terumah to? You give Terumah to the Cohen. So if you give Terumah to the Cohen, HaKadosh Baruch Hu must be a Cohen. Has the status, has the bechina of a Cohen. Now, so Max knows that I covered him Karoi. Moved over the book, so he has his seat. The problem is that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is a Cohen, so we're going to have a problem because a Cohen is not allowed to do certain things. For example,
You can't marry a convert, but that doesn't apply to
does not apply. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not marrying anybody, okay? Apparently there's a Gemara that says that the land space is metame. Just like a Kohen cannot go to funerals, can't go to cemetery. So outside of Eretz Yisrael does not have the same holiness as Israel. So on his level, on Kohen's level, we prove from Pesukim that a Kohen Hashem has the status of a Kohen. Because who do you give Terumah to? You give Terumah to a Kohen. Pasuk says you give Terumah to Hashem. So obviously Hashem is the status of a Kohen. So if he has the status of a Kohen, and outside of Eretz Yisrael has some type of Terumah, so how could he come to Mount Sinai to give us the Torah? That would be a problem of Tameh, of Terumah, and a Kohen cannot become Tameh. So the answer is Talmud Torah Shani. When it comes to Talmud Torah, it's so important, so we forgo the laws of Terumah temporarily in order for us to get the Torah. Problem is, the Gemara in Eruvin says that that's only a proper exemption from the laws of Terumah when the Talmud goes to the Rebbe. But when the Rebbe goes to the Talmud, it doesn't work. So the Baruch Hu is the Rebbe, obviously, and he gave us the Torah. So if this would be a valid heter, a valid dispensation, that would only work if the Talmud goes to the Rebbe. Shmuel. If the Rebbe goes to the Talmud, it doesn't work. So let us go to HaKadosh Baruch Hu to receive the Torah, and then we wouldn't have a problem about him having to be mitame. Good? Meaning the whole thing it's a chiddush, it's a heter. That we allow the Kohen to become Tameh for the purpose of the Talmud Torah. But maybe that heter only applies if you have no other choice. But let the Talmud go to the Rebbe, and then you won't have a problem about the Kohen being with Tameh. So now we have to answer that question. Answer is Talmud Torah de Rabbi Meshani. Public study of Torah. I almost said public Torah. Public study of Torah is so important. Talmud Torah de Rabbi. So that is docha that overrides the prohibition of Tameh, of Tumah, even if the Rebbe goes to the Talmud. Now, the next problem is that HaKadosh Baruch Hu taught Moshe the Torah. So how does Mount Sinai have the status of Talmud Torah Rabbim? Right? After the first two, they said, "Hey, You can't handle it. Right? That's what happened. They couldn't handle it. So then Hashem told Moshe Rabbeinu the Torah. He told us the rest of the Torah. So 8 out of the 10 was not done through Rabbim. It was only done through Moshe. Ruba Kukulo. Rov is the majority. Majority rules. That's the Talmudic Torah concept. So if 8 out of the 10 of the commandments were done through Moshe alone, so how are we saying the answer of public study Torah? It was not public. The answer is Moshe told us what Hashem told him. You gonna say that?
I was gonna say like just God is different or whatever.
Well, yeah. I mean, well, we want God to follow the laws of mankind. You have to lead by example, right? Lead by example. So, if there's a halacha of Terumah, a Cohen is Tameh, and God's a Cohen, whatever that means, he should follow the same laws. Okay, so far we're up to that the answer was Talmud Torah. Then we said that it's not going to work. It has to be Talmud Torah of Rabbim, of public study Torah. We said it's not public because only the first 2 we heard from Hashem. The other 8 we heard from Moshe. The answer is that since Moshe taught us what Hashem told him, it's considered Talmud Torah of Rabbim. It's only one step removed. It's like the Kevin Bacon game. You know that, man?
Kevin Bacon game?
Yeah. Kevin Bacon was an actor.
I know it is, but
He was in a lot of movies. So apparently there's a game, if you don't watch movies, I'm not condoning it. But for those that do, so you'd mention the name of an actor, and then you'd have to somehow get him to Kevin Bacon. Because he was in a movie with this fellow who was with this one, and then somehow you get the schlep to a movie that Kevin Bacon was in. That's called the Kevin Bacon game. Why am I bringing that in? I'm just trying to show it's not the Kevin Bacon. We have 10 step removed. You mentioned the person, and somehow you have to schlep him back to Kevin Bacon. This is one step. Moshe us. Therefore, it's called Talmud Torah de Rabbim. Now I'm done with all that drasha, and now I'm going to show how that's hinted to in the pasuk, and then we'll wrap this up for the first piece of this long evening we have ahead of us. Okay, 50 minutes left. Pasuk says Hashem told. Well, if you come on time, it's a whole hour. If you come late, then it's only the time that you're here. I'm just saying. Pasuk says Hashem told Moshe, "But how Sinai?" So right away, you have a question. What do you mean how Sinai? That's no good because the land of Chutz La'aretz, whatever that means, the avira, the airspace of Chutz La'aretz is going to be Tomei, is Tomei, and therefore it's going to be Tomei the Cohen. So how is Hashem allowed to enter Mount Sinai? If he's the Cohen, then it's Tomei. We have a problem. So what did we say before? The answer was Torah was different. Torah was so important, so that was Daicha that overrode the prohibition of the Cohen being Tomei. Now, what we said, that only worked if it was the Talmud going to the Rebbe. How does the Rebbe going to the Talmud work? So we said Talmud Torah to Rabbim is different. Oh, so that's the answer. Taber b'nei Yisrael. Remember we said B'har Sinai. What do you mean Har Sinai? Har Sinai is Tamei. So what was the answer? Talmud Torah to Rabbim is Docha the prohibition. Says the Imrei Deisha Avam. That's hinted to in the pasuk. Hashem told Moshe B'har Sinai. Har Sinai. Tamei. The answer is a few words later. Taber b'nei Yisrael. Since it was Talmud Torah de Rabbim, and Talmud Torah de Rabbim is doche the prohibition of Tumah. So this whole Shulchan Torah is hinted to in the pasuk. Har Sinai? What do you mean Har Sinai? Tamei. Answer is Talmud Torah de Rabbim. Public study of Torah overrides the prohibition, but it's not public. It was only Hashem with Moshe. Answer is that Bill ben Israel, since Moshe told ben Israel what Hashem told him, therefore has the status of public study Torah. It's a beautiful idea how the Drush, the Tosha B'al Peh, or the Achronisha Torah are hinted to in the psukim of the Torah. One more.
Moshe made it public, you're saying?
Yeah.
By him saying it?
By Moshe telling Klal Yisrael what Hashem told him, made it a status of.
Okay, so what would have taken place to make it private?
Private would have been if Hashem would have just told Moshe, "This is between me and you, buddy."
So the private settings on
Yeah,
YouTube.
but the Bill ben Israel makes it. It'll be a time for another piece, or should we make it a separate piece? How much is on there?
Oh, you're done.
Okay. Shkaya.